December 4th, I was feeling awful. In the space of 30 seconds, I lost 2 liters of blood and barely made it to the phone to call 911. I had an ulcer, not very large, but just inside the duodenum, and it cut through the superior mesenteric artery. And then in the next 20 hours, I bled twice more. Took me to the OR for 6 hours. Then I had another 3 surgeries and was completely out. And in fact, I even had to have a trach. I was on a ventilator for a good period of time.
That morning, that Friday morning, I seemed a little bit out of it. I went to work and came back home about 30 minutes later because I couldn't find the hospital. My wife brought me into the ER. They admitted me to the ICU and watched me, and I got to the point to where I was not responsive. And so I was intubated a day or 2 later. I had a disease called acute disseminated encephalomyelitis, which I've never heard of before having it. And most of the doctors I work with had also never heard of it. So I was here at UMC in the ICU for about 3 weeks, and then I was transferred down to TIER in Houston. So I was an inpatient there for about 4 weeks. I certainly had fears of, can I get back to doing what I love? Because I love my job, absolutely love it. But I mean, just other basic things. Can I get back to taking care of my kids? Can I get back to my life and my family?
A lot of people don't realize, but I had world-class care here. And there was a lot of love that went into this. And I know it, and I could feel it, and I didn't know I had that wellspring to pull from, but I'm very happy about that because that's the reason that I'm here. But they put a tremendous amount of effort to make certain they did all the little things right. And a lot of times after a big accident of this sort, people don't realize it's all those little things that then add up to how quickly you can recover and get out the door. But when we get out that door, the healing really just begins on something that is of this large of a catastrophe. There's no other way of putting it. And it's not just merely the physical recovery, and it's not merely just the mental recovery. It's not just emotional or social or psychological. It's all those things put together. I am lucky and fortunate to have been here and not somewhere else. A lot of places would have given up on me.
Needing help from other people is not something I'm used to. I couldn't walk initially. I had to learn how to walk again. And to go from there to getting to the point to where I can do surgery again. I was in Houston, which is where I did my college and med school, and I know several people down there, and some colleagues of mine at Baylor College of Medicine set me up with a cadaver lab and let me do some surgeries on cadavers to make sure that I could still do it. And it was a very coordinated team effort to make sure that I'm safe to get back to doing what I love to do. This experience it's funny coming through this to tell people that, a little bit, I feel lucky to have gone through this. I have an enormous appreciation for what the families are also going through, and the care that my family got here at UMC and down in TIER was, incredible. And that, to me, that's the most important thing that I was given here. I mean, aside from the excellent medical care I got, the care for my family was what I appreciate more than anything.
If I were going to tell my colleagues, whether they be physicians, nurses, therapists, administrators, as far as that goes, is to take more time with their patients. It is easy for us to rush through. It is easy for us to lose sight that the most important thing that we do for our patients is not the procedure, the surgery, the anesthesia, the particular therapy, but what we do in that interaction with them. I mean, you can recover from these things. You can be whole. You can get back to work. You can do the things that you used to do. But it takes a lot of love, life, and energy. We talk about how it takes a community or a village to raise a child. When somebody recovers from something like this, there is a community that is behind you as well. And there's absolutely true.
Have something like this it's weird, but I feel lucky and blessed. So.